योवाहं यादृशस्य विभो स्वयं च स्थिति उद्भवा प्रलय हेतव आत्ममूलम् विद्वा त्रिपाद विवृता एक उरो परो तस्मै नमो भगवते भुवनाद्रुमाय योवां च गिरिशस्य विभो स्वयं च सिद्धि उद्भवा प्रलय हेतव आत्ममूलम् विद्वा त्रिपाद विवृता एक उरु परोह तस्मै नमो भगवते भुवनाद्रुमाय योवां च गिरिशस्य विभो स्वयं च इति उद्भव प्रलय हेत आत्ममूलम् विद्वा त्रिपाद विवृत एक उरु परोह तस्मै नमो भगवते भुवनाद्रुमाय योवां च गिरिशस्य विभो स्वयं च इति उद्भव प्रलय हेतु आत्ममूलम् विद्वा त्रिपाद विवृत एक उरु परोह तस्मै नमो भगवते भुवनाद्रुमाय
योवाहं च गिरिशस्य विभो स्वयं च सिद्धि उद्भवा तस्मात् नमो भगवते भुवनाद्रुमाय
योवाहं च गिरिशस्य विभो स्वयं च स्थिति उद्भवा प्रलय हेतव आत्ममूलम् विद्वा त्रिपाद विवृत एक उरु परोह तस्मै नमो भगवते भुवनाद्रुमाय
योवाहं च गिरिशस्य विभो स्वयं च स्थिति उद्भव प्रलय हेतव आत्ममूलम् हित्व त्रिपाद विवृत एक उरु परोह तस्मै नमो भगवते भुवनाद्रुमाय
योवाहं च गिरिशस्य विभो स्वयं च
स्थिति उद्भव प्रलय हेतु आत्ममूलम् विद्वा त्रिपाद विवृता एक उरु परोह तस्मै नमो भगवते भुवनाद्रुमाय
तस्मै नमो भगवते भुवनाद्रुमाय
on who, why, certainly, aham cha, also I, Virishascha, also Shiva, Vibhuhu, the Almighty, Swayam, personality, as Vishnu, Cha, also, and Sthiti, maintenance, Udbhava, creation, Pralaya, dissolution, Etavaha, the causes, Atmoolam, self-rooted, Bhetva, having penetrated, Kripa, three trunks, Vavridhe, grew, Ekaha, one without a second, Uru, many. Paroharaha, branches. Tasmai, unto him. Namaha, obeisances. Bhagavate, unto the personality of God. Bhuvanadurmaya, unto the tree of the planetary system. The lordship is the prime root of the tree of the planetary system. This tree has grown by first penetrating the matter nature in three trunks, as me, Shiva, and you, the Almighty, for creation, maintenance, dissolution, and we three have grown into many branches. Therefore, I offer obeisance unto you, the tree of the cosmic manifestation. The lordship is the prime root of the tree of the planetary system. This tree has grown by first penetrating the material nature in three trunks, as me, Shiva, and you, Almighty, creation, maintenance, dissolution. And we three have grown into many branches. Therefore, I offer my obeisance unto you, the tree of the cosmic manifestation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. The cosmic manifestation is grossly divided into three worlds, the upper, lower, and middle planetary systems, and then it broadens into the cosmos of 14 planetary systems, with the manifestation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the supreme root. Material nature, which appears to be the cause of the cosmic manifestation, is only the agency of energy of the Lord. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 9.10. Maya Dhakshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam. Only under the superintendence of the Supreme Lord does material nature appear to be the cause of all creation, maintenance, and dissolution. The Lord expands himself into three, Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva, for maintenance, creation, and destruction, respectively. Of the three principal agents controlling the three methods of material nature, Vishnu is the Almighty. Even though he is within material nature for the purpose of maintenance, he is not controlled by the laws of material nature. The other two, Brahma and Shiva, although almost as greatly powerful as Vishnu, are within the control of material energy of the Supreme Lord. The conception of many gods controlling the many departments of material nature is ill-conceived by the foolish pantheist. God is one without a second, and he is the primal cause of all causes. As there are many departmental heads of governmental affairs, so there are many heads of management of the universal affairs. Due to a poor fund of knowledge, the impersonalist does not believe in the personal management of living things as they are. But in this verse, it is clearly explained that everything is personal and nothing is impersonal. We have already discussed this point in the introduction, and it is confirmed herein in this verse. The tree of the material manifestation is described in the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita as an Ashwatha tree whose root is upwards. We have actual experience of such a tree when we see the shadow of a tree on the bank of a reservoir of water. The reflection of the tree on the water appears to hang down from its upward roots. The tree of creation described here is only a shadow of the reality which is Parabrahman, Vishnu. In the eternal potential manifestation of the Vaikuntha Lokas, the actual tree exists, and the tree reflected in the material nature is only the shadow of this actual tree. The impersonalist theory that Brahman is void of all variegatedness is false, because the shadow tree described in Bhagavad Gita cannot exist without being the reflection of a real tree. The real tree is situated in the eternal existence of spiritual nature, full of transcendental varieties, and Lord Vishnu is the root of that tree also. The root is the same, the Lord, both for the real tree and the false, but the false tree is only the perverted reflection of the real tree. The Lord, being the real tree, is here offered obeisances by Brahma on his own behalf and also on behalf of Lord Shiva. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Nama Om Vishnu. Vrinda, you should give some flowers. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namini Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shodhavadi Pakshat Deshatadini Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yoga aham cha giricha sabhu swayam cha. Sati udbhava pralaya hetva atma moolam. Vitva tripada vivrata ek uruparoha. Smai namo bhagavate bhuvanadrumaya. Lodged with the prime root of the tree of the planetary system, this tree has grown first of penetrating the matter nature in three trunks, as me, Shiva, and you, the Almighty, for creation, maintenance, and dissolution. And with three have grown into many branches, therefore I offer obeisance unto you, the tree of the cosmic manifestation. Tree. Tree is a defined, something drinks water from its legs. There's so many meanings of the word. Shastra. Vriksha, which will ultimately one day be cut down. The meaning, words for tree have a lot of meaning in Sanskrit. So we saw in the 15th chapter, we had discussion of the tree, inverted tree. And we do not have inverted tree in this world except in a shadow. And the shadow, all the material nature is fed, just like a tree, real trees there, and it needs some water and nutrition. The shadow is being fed by three modes, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. And everything is moving in this tree. There are various attractions within the tree. And we are running around the various attractions within the tree. Very alluring, this tree of material existence. And to be able to understand this tree is only a reflection. It will take many lifetimes. Within the tree, we see so many things. Some leaves are black, some leaves are white. They refer to the different sense objects. We are just watching a reflection. Whatever we are seeing in this world is a reflection of the spiritual world. And it is so difficult to take eyes off this reflection. So alluring, so attractive. We spend our life. This thing is so beautiful. This thing is such a nice smell. This thing is such a nice music. This thing is such a nice taste. This thing is so taste. And life goes. Imagining enjoyment in these allurements. Whole life goes. For those who are pure in the heart, it is just a thought. For those who are already victimized and gone to Rajoguna, Tamoguna and addicted to varieties of enjoyment, it is not just a thought. It agitates the heart and the mind. It's just a shadow. It's like in a cinema hall, you're watching a movie. And the movie gets over, they switch on the light. You realize, I was sitting in the cinema hall, and what all I watched was just play of colors. What is it, a cinema fan? It's just play of colors on the screen. Nothing is happening there. But so much we are lost into that. So cinema halls, they give an award if somebody can watch a horror movie alone. Nobody dares to do it. We get into such a nice illusion. Correct? So what is the cinema screen? It's a reflection of the reality. There's nothing happening there. True or not? Nothing happening. That's like a TV. Today the biggest problem is people are glued to mobile or the TV, or a laptop. But actually, isn't it an imitation of reality? Is there a reality there? Is somebody is joking, somebody is playing, nothing is happening over there. On your screen, nothing is happening. It's just it is just a shadow. True? Just a shadow. And the shadow is totally so much alluring. It is so attractive. And we get attached to some shadows. I like that something on the screen. So the whole material world, in that sense, is an imitation of the reality. We see relationships there which have no meaning. Everything looks same, but there's no actual factual existence. And more we go to tamasic situation, more and more it becomes just a symbol without any proper relationship. The more person is sattvic, the relationships are sweeter, out of duty or commitment. And if the person is, as he goes Krishna conscious, the relationships are to the Lord. And through the Lord, he looks at the whole world. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. His whole world becomes his home. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, Brahmane Gavihastini, Shunichaiva Sapakecha, Pandita Samadharshinaha. Samadharshi. The person becomes Samadharshi. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne. When this person is totally evolved, Brahmane Gavihastini. Shunichaiva Sapakecha, Pandita Samadharshinaha. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne. The person is, see the Brahmana who's fully qualified with Vidya and Vinaya for personal qualities and knowledge. And he sees a cow, Gavi, Hastini, he sees the elephant, he sees a dog and a dog eater. It does not discriminate. So as a person evolves with heart, he becomes purified, he starts becoming free from the allurements of the it takes not a whole life. And in this world, at different degrees, people have entanglement with illusion, and therefore they are at different level of Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. And that's what Brahma is saying. And Krishna divides the arrangements. Sattvic, Sattva-guna, the head is Lord Vishnu. And Rajoguna, Tamoguna is Brahma and Lord Shiva. Now, the example is given in the first canto. There is earth, there is wood, there is fire. Now, what do you need for cooking? Can you do with earth? From earth only wood comes. From wood only fire comes. But you need fire for cooking. What do you do with wood? Beat on the drum or plate, right? Nothing you get. You need fire. So similarly, we have to, if we want to do something practical for the Lord, we need to be in Sattva. In Rajoguna Tamoguna, actually, you cannot worship it. You can do, it's not that you cannot do, but the seva is not very easy. Sometimes we are saying, I did this much service, but the question is, what mode you did the service? I'm talking, you do work, but it's always important what consciousness I am doing. It's like somebody serves you prasada, keeps a plate in front of you, walks you. You say, I'm not going to eat. Sorry, thank you very much. Yeah? He has to serve with respect. Thank you. Oh, yes, very nice. I remember that when I first met the devotees, that was at my college, I was very much impressed with the class from team of devotees from Germany. Very much touched. So when I went to them, I said, I like the class so much. So why did you come for prasadam with us? You have powerful prasadam, just think about it. We don't, you know. So I said, okay. And I went behind them. It's not only the prasadam, what was noticed and appreciated and touching for the dealing between devotees. The dealing each other so respectfully, so affectionately. I was just watching, what is all this, These are from different parts of the world, how affectionately they're dealing, how respectfully. And then seeing them, I was amazed. Particularly one devotee was not there, so it come from other place. They bowed down to as each other, just looking at, is this reality? This world exists. People behave like this in this world. And then next, when they were serving prasadam with so much affection, you take. And I was like totally mind-boggling. Maybe first time I took prasadam in my life. Mind-boggling. So tasty and so much spiritualizing. So the atmosphere in a community of devotees should be beyond the three modes. If it is still within the three modes, then that it not inspire anybody. What is that? And I was, taking inspiration from devotees from Germany, and then I was in Bangalore. And then, various sannyasis were there, and this team also landed up. And I was just seeing how they will interact. I was so amazed. There's so much happiness, so much affection, receiving each other. That's what encourages. We have come to the world of love. The whole atmosphere should be so pure, so pure. So, but spiritual world is like that. So the whole atmosphere is Shavas Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Dasa Dasa Anu Dasa Dasa Anu Dasa Dasa Anu Dasa Gopi Bhardur Padakamalayur Dasa Dasa Anu Dasa Servant of the devotee. That's the spiritual world. The Prabhupada said, therefore, devotee means silent worker. So Sri Radha Govinda ki. The devotee is, that's what is a unique position. But Rajoguna Tamoguna will not allow a person to do that. Rajoguna Tamoguna, just like Krishna attacks. Krishna was attacked by the demon. Rajoguna Tamoguna means person that attacked pure service to Krishna. You cannot sit peacefully. So your lordship, the prime root of the three planetary system, or the tree of planetary system, is actually Sri Radha Govinda ki Jai. It's an imitation of the spiritual world. Exactly. Now you just look at everything. We identify a person with the form. He's of this color, he's of this color, he's of this color. He's young, he's old, he's man, he's woman. But the form in the material world has no meaning. Therefore, a saint can see all this. The form is just a packet. It's just a dress. Today I wear red dress, I wear black dress. I don't change because of that. I'm still same. But in the spiritual world, the variety is eternal. The forms in the material world are not perfect. We don't see them like that, correct? They are not perfect. But in the spiritual world, the forms are perfect. When we find something unusual in the material world, when it is not looking good. The spiritual world, everything looks perfectly done. Perfect beauty. Each person, the hair, we look at it, something we see, as much we think good, no, something is wrong. The spiritual world is perfect. There is no question of anything else. So you can see there in the shadow, and in the shadow, there is a difference between the body and the soul. And in the spiritual world, Deha Dehi Bheda does not exist, according to Purva Purana. Even the Lord, the Bheda doesn't exist. No Deha Dehi Bheda exists. The body and the possessor of the body, that difference does not exist in the spiritual world. The varieties are meaningful, eternal, and fresh always. Variety is the mother of enjoyment. So when the spiritual world is seen by Brahma, all spiritual world is seen by four Kumaras. They see unlimited variety. Somebody is asking me that Bhagavad Gita says, Yad Gatva Nani Vartante. When you go there, you don't come back. That's it. How did four Kumaras come back? The Prabhupada says in the purport there, they never entered. They were only at the gate. Entered is simple. Enter means go inside. They were standing at the gate. Enter means it's a separate issue. Then you'll not, why you'll come back? Why you need to come back? Anyway, that's a separate issue. So they saw the beautiful spiritual world for Kumaras. And Brahma also got version of the spiritual world in his meditation. It's so beautiful, the spiritual. And when they describe, it is full of varieties. The beautiful trees, beautiful plants, beautiful flowers, beautiful birds, and beautiful residents. And Brahma explains that in his Brahma Samhita also. Each element of Krishna's beauty, the element of the beauty of the spiritual world is described. Chintamani prakara sadma shakal pareksha laksha vratesha surabhi abhipalayantam lakshmi sahasra samrava sevyamanam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami, explaining the such exquisite beauty of the spiritual world. And in the middle world, we see the relationships are temporary, but we still believe in the relationship. In spiritual world, the relationships are permanent. It's eternal. It's meaningful. Material world is just a shadow of that, some imitation of that. Okay? So for creation, maintenance, dissolution, they've grown into many branches. Krishna here makes three departments: creation, maintenance, dissolution. In the spiritual world, these three departments do not exist because everything is eternal. You don't have a department of creation. You don't need Brahma there, no service of Brahma there. You can come as a devotee to do some other service. The creation service is not there. The spiritual world is eternal. But Lord Shiva also, he doesn't function as Shiva there. He doesn't have any service like that there. But he has another service as a devotee. There is no dissolution of the spiritual world. You say, I do dissolution. Sorry, there is no service here for you. There is no dissolution happens in the spiritual world. Brahma, I want to create. No, sir, there is no creation here. Everything is eternal. And the place is eternally moving, managed by the Radhini Shakti of the Lord. The internal potency, the spiritual world is Antaranga Shakti, and material world is Bahiranga Shakti. It's the external energy of the Lord. So we jump around in the external energy, stay unattractive, get the beauty of the external energy, and spend our time. That's our intelligence. But in the spiritual world, this does not exist. If I was joking, if the material press reporter goes to the spiritual world, there is nothing to report. What is there in the newspaper? These many people died. They had the bomb blast was there. Nothing like that happens in the spiritual world. Nothing. You'll have no. And the spiritual world, somebody comes here, he also has no news. Because this is not the news for the spiritual world. Therefore, either you're a materialist spiritualist, we can know by your absorption. Spiritual world, the news is of different kind. Material world, there is nothing new. News means new. Nothing new. Say, some bomb blast here today, tomorrow there. What is so new about it? Same birth, old age, disease, death. Correct? But spiritual world, what is new? Nama Nava Rasa. Every day the pleasure of serving Krishna is enhanced. Enhanced more. So the material news reporter, you can only understand death, construction, cannot have anything. Everything is same, no change. But only love increases to Krishna. That is the spiritual world. And what is the material world? All Rajoguna, Tamoguna, and harassment of Maya, and total madness. These things do not exist in the spiritual world. Correct? So Brahma manages the Rajoguna, Shiva manages Tamoguna, or Lord Vishnu directly manages Sattva-guna. And to understand Lord Vishnu properly, we have to come to not only Sattva, Shuddha Sattva, a stage of consciousness which is not at all disturbed by Rajoguna. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Shabdita. So Vasudeva is also the father of Krishna. Vasudeva also is the stage in which Krishna is born. Vasudeva is born. That is called Shuddha Sattva. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Shabdita. When you bring your conscious to platform of Vasudeva stage, Shuddha Sattva stage, then Krishna is born in us. Then only you can appreciate the beauty and glories of Krishna. So this is very clear. Maya Adhakshe Prakriti. The whole material world is under Krishna's control. It is not independent. And Vishnu, Brahma, Shiva are the three departmental heads. Okay? Vishnu is the Almighty, and both Shiva and Brahma are his servants. It's not like the picture people have, the three independent gods. Nowhere supported in the Shastra. Okay? Shiva Virinchi Nutam. Vishnu is always served by both Brahma and Shiva. They look, although almost as greatly, because full departmental responsibility is given. Oh, he's become equal to Vishnu. It is said that Brahma, having a post as great as Brahma, sometimes it gets into illusion that he is also as important as Vishnu. Then after the destruction of the universe, does not go back to Vaikuntha, comes back. New creation comes back. So he always also has to be mindful. When Narada went to Brahma in the second canto, he said, "My dear father, you are so powerful. Are you God? Whom are you worshipping?" He said, "No. I am just a small servant of Narada." That's what the Brahma is always in the mood. But even by slightest mistake, he thinks I am important. As important as Vishnu, he checks his own salvation. And what to speak of the foolish followers and fools who think Brahma is as good as Vishnu. Their destination. Even your Brahma's destination is not guaranteed. Foolish fellow, where is your destination? You want to rot in the metal world, you can believe all this nonsense. The concession of many gods is ill-conceived by a foolish pantheist. This is not there in the Shastra. It is the fool's imagination, fool's paradise. God is one without a second. Is it difficult to understand? Even common sense. He is the primal cause of all causes. There are many department heads of government affairs. There are many heads of government or universal affairs of the Lord. What's the big deal to understand? God is one, and whatever you hear about 33 crore devatas, and this is not an imagination. It's a fact that that many are there. And then very popular in the net is sometimes somebody trying to rationalize, backed by another foolish set of joker nowadays gurus. That 33 crore only meant 33 number. They try. Don't try all this foolishness. There's another joker who's trying to say that 4,32,000 years is not the duration of Kali Yuga. That's a mistake. Yeah, you are a mistake. You are a mistake. Not Vedas didn't make mistake. You are a mistake. Exact calculation is there. You can still calculate 360 into 12,000. That's the duration of the 4 sets of yuga. There's no mistake in the Shastra. You are a mistake. That's the exact calculation. In this world, clearly explained that everything is personal, nothing is impersonal. Even Devata, the person, they're existing. Some people have the conception. This was given by Shankaracharya. Panchopashana. Panchopashana. They worship Shiva, they worship Ganesha, they worship Durga, they worship Vishnu, and they worship Surya. And they say we are just imagining these 5 forms. Actually, they don't exist. Very difficult to meditate on God, which has no form. God is like air, formless, present everywhere. And but difficult to meditate on it. Therefore, you can meditate on each one of them. And one by one, they have graded. First this, first this, first this. Simply waste of time. God has form, even Devata has a form. It's nothing is imaginable. It's a temporary post. That's okay, agree. But they still have a form. There is a form. It's not that they don't have a form. Okay, we have already discussed introduction. The tree of the betterment described in the 15th chapter. We read the tree. Okay, root upward. The tree doesn't exist. It's only a shadow of the reality. Imagine the metal world is so beautiful. How beautiful is the spiritual world? Therefore, unless you resist the variety of the metal world and get attracted to the variety of the spiritual world, you cannot go back to the spiritual world. Not that you're looking at the spiritual world, at the same time looking at the beautiful metal world. You have to resist. You have to understand this variety has no meaning. And which is not difficult to understand. It is just packets of stool and urine arranged in different ways. Okay? The Lord being reiterated offered the Brahma on his behalf and also on the behalf of Lord. Hare Krishna, Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya. Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sandhya Pattanam Pavane Vaishnava. Anant Koti Vaishnava ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Okay? In the temple, we have a special Aarti for you, Kartika Aarti in the night. Okay? There is no limit. You can offer as many times puja. Okay? Sri Devi. We have a special Aarti, we spring the Kartika Aarti in the night. Okay?